Well, thanks for checking out these two ideas that lead into one another. One is the creation of a Gold Coast web channel, an official one, and once that's up and running, then a Gold Coast tourism concept to be run completely through that. It's pretty much inspired by the dream job thing that happened in the islands in Queensland. Seeing the success of that worldwide inspired this idea, and that's what the goal is, to get it out there to the world.
You looking for work? Well, you may want to consider moving to Australia.
Australia's Tourism Bureau looking to fill what it is calling the best job in the world.
澳洲呢份工究竟有幾好呢？
Could this be your new office?
Yeah, so as far as responses go, it doesn't get much better than that. Complete worldwide coverage. And just a genius idea. Of course, it was available to anyone. Anyone could be a part of it. And I think that was the secret to the success. And of course, the English guys won. And he'll be doing his journey and following the, doing the blog, and people can follow it from all around the world. But the idea hit. It was fantastic. And for a budget of $2 million, to read that it's, well, officially been valued at over $100 million, but I've heard reports at over $500 million worth of publicity. It's just an incredible idea, and I think if we create something on the Gold Coast that's unique, which is a web channel, and do it well, then once you apply some ideas to it, we can do something similar. We're not copying the idea, we're doing something different, but the response could be the same with worldwide press, and I'll get to that shortly. But that's the tourism site at the moment from the government, with pictures and a lot of information. But to take advantage of the social networking platforms now, I think we need to create an awesome web channel that's completely enjoyable to watch, like this one. Viewers can click on the side there. I mean, every town in the world would love to have a TV production company come along and say, we want to make a show about your town. And with the advent of the internet and cheap technology and the websites the way they are now, well, it can be done right now, and that's what this clip's about. So I've been creating something to build it up for a while, whether it's local content like Shane Heal or Robbie McEwen, Regina King from the Gold Coast Bulletin, Paul Gale from CFM. These are interviews that people in the local area I think would find fascinating, about people that make a mark in the area. And so I've been building that, in thinking kind of behind the scenes all the time that I wanted to create a web channel of some sorts. I just think it should be an official Gold Coast channel, because there's always people here like Jessica Mauboy or Jimmy Barnes or Anthony Mundine. Even Elvis's best friend came to town, so it's great to be able to be there with a camera and to be able to capture all this kind of information. And the great thing about it is anyone can do it. We can add content daily, weekly, whatever. Once a web channel is established, people can just click on the sites for totally new content, and who knows what's possible. So that's the goal. I've been using YouTube and MySpace so far, and now Facebook and Twitter, and these things open it right up to the world. One interview can go all around the world, so it's just, I think, a great opportunity, and the time is right, and a great opportunity for local creators, whether they're high school students, uni students. We can run film competitions. All the content that we can oversee and put on can be created by people of the Gold Coast, seen by the people of the Gold Coast, and I just think it's such an amazing time technology-wise to be able to do this. And once the web channel is up and running on the Gold Coast, then we can get to the second part of this clip, which is all about this big idea for tourism. Yeah, so this is part 2, and let me just say that doing these voiceovers looking at a computer just does my head in, but I'll keep going. What I mentioned before in the creation of the web channel is the idea they did up in the islands, the best job in the world promotion, hugely successful, and I just take my hat off to them. It just self-generated and became bigger and bigger. But I looked at what that promotion was. It gave everyone the opportunity around the world to win this job, but once the job was decided, then it just became about the location, which is of course the islands, and all the video that's going to be happening. For this idea, once a web channel is established, it's about complete target ideas, and for this one I used Japan, which we used to have a great relationship with Japan as far as like supplying a lot of tourists to the coast. So once the web channel is up and established, myself and someone else or whatever would go over to Japan and we'd film like an episode of the show I've been making, which is about their culture, about their places, all the different things we see as a tourist. So it's the opportunity to create like a little getaway segment and feature Japan to the people of the Gold Coast through the web channel. Of course, it's once it's online, it's available to anyone, but it's specifically for the Gold Coast people to see. And it's also about the Japanese culture and the people, and I think that's what makes a great trip, is when you meet the people and they're friendly and everything. So this is the twist with the idea, and why I think it's going to be an absolute killer. If we met people, say one of those girls there at the back, and on the spur of the moment, on camera, we offered them a chance to come back with us to the Gold Coast, leaving the very next day, and we film all that, so it becomes like the TV show concept. We bring them back and we share our beauty with them. And once they go back to Japan, they'll be putting it on their MySpace, their Twitter, their YouTube, etc. and it gives us a great opportunity to share a story between two people, swapping stories in a lot of ways, but sharing the experience online. There's no limits, and I think that with this concept, the idea of doing it is the sort of thing that'll get us on Japanese TV and have Japanese newspapers talk about random people being picked off the street, and all of a sudden they're in Australia looking at dolphins and surfing in the beach, whatever it may be, all shared on the internet so people can see it, and the reason they will is because it's about them, and that is the key. So that's the concept. It's pretty simple for me. It's 1-2 step, creating a web channel that's absolutely awesome, and then acting on ideas like this which completely target tourism, bringing people here for their markets, and that's the key. I think once a web channel's up, people just can click on it. Anyone from overseas can click on it, and like I said before, if it was Japan, then they'd be following their own people having this sort of experience. So I've been checking things out, hopefully there's money there in the budget. To think what they did in far north Queensland with $2 million, we could just do some amazing things with even a couple of $100,000. We could get the web channel built and running. We could go to all these countries and do a bunch of trips and bring all these people back, and then let the magic of the social networking sites and let them promote themselves through their own sites and media. I think it's just going to be a winner.
16 miles away.